Hello, hi, and welcome to EmpathicFire. I am your reader, Jay. These are going to be general messages for the sign of Cancer in September 2019. What's going on, Cancer? How are you guys doing? I hope you're doing well. All right, guys, we are almost here at the end of summer. I hope your summer has gone well. Mine has gone the way it's gone. So hopefully things are going well in your life. Happy Labor Day for those who may have celebrated recently here in the States. Hopefully you had a blast as if you're like in school, maybe you've gone back to school, or if you've got kids, maybe they've gone back to school, so hallelujah for you maybe. Anyway, Cancer, let's get into it. I've shuffled off camera to save time. That is your main spread there. I will shuffle on camera now for your outcome and your overall energy. Once all the cards are out and they're lying face up on the table, that's when the reading begins. The timestamp will be in the description box below if you choose to jump ahead. Also down there is the information you need if you want to place an order with me for a private personal reading. That's uploaded here to YouTube. But if you do have a question before placing an order, feel free to email me at the exact same address and I will answer you as soon as I can. And of course, guys, please make sure you like, share, subscribe, and comment, and do all that fun stuff YouTube allows you to do here. If the reading resonates with you, if you like what you see here, if this is your first time coming and you want to come again and you want to be notified, make sure you hit that subscribe button, okay? All right, let's get into it. I want to see Cancer's outcome for September 2019. Please show me Cancer's outcome in September 2019. Please show me. Wow, pretty quick. Bottom of the deck is that overall energy, and yeah, there we go. Came face down, so we'll leave it there for just a second. Let's flip everything else that came face down for you. Oh boy. Boop, 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 boop. And that one too. Ooh, what an interesting color palette you have here. It's very primary, right? Anyway, let's figure out what's going on. Please show me where Cancer is. Oh, no, hold on a second, because that's going to bother me. There we go. Please show me where Cancer is in September 2019. Please show me Cancer in September 2019. Please show me. Okay, which one? One more time, please. Thank you. Okay, thank you. That's what I thought, but had to be sure. All right, Cancer, here we go. Coming into September, you come in with the Seven of Wands. Or, yeah, Seven of Wands. I don't know why. For a second, I thought it was the Five of Wands. Seven of Wands. Defensive posture, you know, you're taking a stand, you're standing up for yourself maybe, you're really kind of, in some cases, maybe drawing a line in the sand with people around you, and you're just really, for some of you, maybe you're feeling like backed into a corner, or you're being pressured into something, and you're kind of having to push back against people that are like having something to say about your decision. Naysayers, people who are critiquing what you're doing, people who are concerned for you, whatever their reasoning. But there is this sort of wall, like half a wall is really what I'm seeing, like a half wall, where like a garden wall almost, where like there's a complete barrier between you and the other side, or people on the other side of this wall, and you can converse over the top of the wall, but ultimately there is a separation between you and other people, or you and them, whatever that means. And I feel you're a little like antsy about it. Like I feel you're a little like riled up over whatever you're having to defend yourself about. So what do I mean? Well, it feels like, Cancer, you're really like facing a mountain of critique, or a mountain of criticism, or a mountain, or just this endless supply of people saying their piece about whatever you're doing. Whatever you're doing feels super personal, has nothing to do with anybody else, you know, or at least it's not affecting the people that, it's not directly, thank you, it's not directly affecting the people that have something to say about it, and you're just kind of like plowing ahead, full steam ahead with this thing, whatever you're doing, whatever you're deciding on, whatever is the hot button topic, okay? And you don't want to be put in this position because you're having to be a little bit kind of rude to people, for lack of a better word, because I don't know that you necessarily are being rude, but you might be perceiving yourself as having to be rude or having to be a little more callous or a little bit more abrasive or firm. If it's not any of those things, just being firm with people. And you don't necessarily want to be firm with people because, one, it's none of their damn business in the first place. If it indirectly affects them, maybe sure, maybe they could have like a little bit of something to say. But ultimately, the person that's in the direct line of fire is you, Cancer. So because it's risky, whatever you're doing, whatever you're deciding, whatever you're involved in, because the risk affects you primarily, you're kind of in this position or in this headspace of, so what is it, what does, like, it's not going to affect you guys as much as it's going to affect me, therefore stay out of my business, or I appreciate your concern, but I'm an adult and I'm going to do whatever I choose. Like, you're being really, really, really firm about, this is what I'm deciding, this is what I am going to do, this is how I'm going to approach the situation, this is how I'm going to do whatever. And people around you, these six other wands there at the bottom of the card, they're just like, no, Cancer, don't. And you're just like, I got it, don't worry about me. So defensive, I don't know about what specifically, you know, it could be something in your with wands, it could be something with your profession, or something that you're deciding to do, like a next phase or next stage of your life. And that's the thing about it. Thank you, pick it back up. Because the Seven of Wands, when I usually encounter it, it is feeling like super defensive, and I don't really think about the history of it. So they want me to kind of talk about the history of this. This is not some overnight thing that you're making a decision of, or a decision on, excuse me. You've thought about it. Maybe other people don't know that, Cancer. Maybe that's the problem. You haven't shared with people the methodology that you've taken, or the steps that you've taken to arrive at this particular point in your life. People might not know the backstory or the history of what has gone on in the situation. Therefore, because they're ignorant or uninformed, they are super concerned for you, and they're super cautious about whatever you're doing, and they're critiquing what you're doing. And so that could just be the disconnect here. It's just a matter of people don't know every angle of the situation like you do, because you know, that burst of sunlight behind him, behind the silhouetted figure, and the distance in the back, like there's like, not forest, but certainly like, I don't know what you would call that. Tree lines, grassland, something like that. Anyway, it's taken you a while to arrive, to like walk up to these six people and face them. You know what I mean? So I'm imagining that silhouetted figure was at one point back in that wooded area, exploring, you know, gathering berries, doing whatever the hell this person was doing whatever you were doing, Cancer. And the sunrise, or the rays of that sun, has the back of this person. So whether or not that's true, that you have some type of reticence or that you have some type of support behind you, I don't know. But the long walk up to facing this point in your life, this feels kind of pivotal, feels kind of like a turning point. In some of your cases, it's just a matter of making a decision, like making a firm decision. It's not really pivotal. It's not really, you know, earth-shattering. In some of your cases, it is earth-shattering or circumstantially significant decision that you're on the brink of making. But in some cases, it's just like, I decided to go for the 2018 Honda Civic versus the 2019. You know, it's something so simple. And, you know, some people are like, why don't you just get the 2019? It's got all the bells and whistles, and it's got this update in here. And just like, financially, it's better for me to take the 2018. Something like that. It could be so simple. And it's, again, I am going to be the owner of that car. What do you care? What do you care what I'm driving on the road? Just because the 2019 model or the 2020 model at this point has all these, you know, new features and, you know, wireless this and that and da-da-da-da-da. It's like, financially, I'm better off getting the 2018. That extra $60, $80, $100 that the other newer model would cost me is too much for me. You know, it's like, why do I have to explain this to you? But because people didn't know that you were in a financial bind, that's kind of why they're like, how come you just don't get the 20/20? It's like, it's my finances, it's none of your business, shut up. So there's that, it's super defensive, but you're being really firm. And if you choose to tell people the details of why you're choosing to do what you're doing, you may do so. If you don't want to, you don't have to. But sometimes it's that simple little extra bit of detail that will get people off of your back, because now your reasoning makes sense to them, or they finally have the missing piece of the puzzle, so to speak, right? But you don't owe anybody anything. That's the other thing here. I feel you're in the correct position of, I don't owe you an explanation. Whatever this is, whatever you're doing, it feels like it's nobody else's business, even if it's indirectly affecting them, okay? So what else is going on? Well, that makes sense, okay. So now that I've said all that stuff that has nothing to do with love, I look down here and I'm like, oh, this is about love. Wow. All right, so where are we going? Because this could be a triangle. Yeah, maybe. Give me a second. So if you're having like what in my mind is a triangle read, so these three are connected and then these three are connected, because my mind likes symmetry sometimes. So, oh, are we going to switch to the, yes, we switched to the other. Okay, so remember, these three are connected and these three are connected, but we're going to switch to this upside down triangle for a second. So the the foundation of this, the place where you're staking claim, or the thing that is the motivator of your Seven of Wands energy, the backdrop, the reasoning, the who, the why, the where, the what, Knight of Cups. Water sign energy, so Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. You might be dealing with another water sign, but I feel this is primarily you, Cancer, and it's a super romantic, silhouetted figure, right? So for those where this absolutely is like a love situation, I feel that you are coming from this place, Cancer, either recently or right now, or it's just been the story of your life, or it's going to be the story of the next phase of your life, where you are out here ready to make connections with people or a particular person. Take your pick. And that always involves risk. Even if you know the person likes you back, even if you know there is a significant connection between you and another person, the risk is always there to be rejected, or the timing to not be right, or circumstances to change. People's feelings could change, especially in this day and age. It seems that people's emotions change on a dime, right? So there is a caution here, but I think that's residual from the people who are worried about you in the Seven of Wands. But this Knight of Cups, as you can see, is so fixated on that cup. He's in this very romantic, like, you know, this cliff maybe overlooking the bay or overlooking the sea, with the lighthouse in the back and the moonlight over there. Like, all he needs is a lover. All he needs is a partner. All he needs is a woman on his arm, or a man on his arm, or one of each on his arm, whatever he's into, right? This Knight of Cups is just like so enraptured with his own sense of love and romance and what it means to make a connection with other people, that he cannot, for better or for worse, he's just stuck in this. Is that you, Cancer? Maybe. Is that someone stuck on you, or someone around you who's stuck on love? And that's kind of a dangerous, dicey thing, which I get, even though I still feel it's nobody's business, because I think you'll handle it the way you need to handle it, and this is your journey, it's your own path, right? I do understand how some people would be concerned for you, Cancer. You're so in love with the idea of being in love, or you're so in love with a person, or you're so like fixed on finding someone. You're on all of the dating apps. You're going on blind dates. You're going on speed dates. You're calling up ex-partners. Like, someone around, some people or one particular person around you shows concern of how fixated you are on relationship, or on connection, or you're so fixated on sex, if this is not necessarily about romance and it's just about, you know, a little bit of hanky-panky, which the Knight of Cups could do. Like, he would be the Don Juan that makes you breakfast in the morning but then doesn't call you for 2 weeks. Like, he would be that guy. He's not going to be like the fuck boy, but he's like the fuck gentleman. You know what I mean? Like, that's the difference here. And maybe that's you. Maybe that's you, Cancer. It's like, I love on a casual scale, and I'm not committed to anybody. And some people around you are just showing concern of however you're approaching your love life, your romantic life, your dating life. People are like, Cancer, what are you doing? And you're just like, leave me alone, Tony. I know what I'm doing. So this Knight of Cups could work for you. I shouldn't even say it that way. Could work for you, couldn't work for you. It doesn't matter. But that is sort of like the rhyme and the reason of you taking up the defensive posture and telling everybody to stay out of your business, because this feels so heartfelt to me, this Knight of Cups. You possess this energy, or someone around you possesses this energy, and it's very apparent. There is no like hiding how fixed the Knight of Cups is on whatever he is choosing to offer, or whatever he is choosing or wanting to come in towards him as an offer. It could go either way. It's a general reading. I don't know. Some of you are giving offers. Some of you are receiving offers. Some of you are begging the universe for offers. Some of you are begging the universe to stop the offers. In some cases, you don't want people to approach you. In some of your cases, yeah? You all know your stories better than I do. But fixed and loving. Fixed and loving. Yes. Fixed and loving. Wow. I don't know why I'm like stuck on that, but fixed and loving. So some of you might be stuck on an ex, maybe, or an ex is stuck on you. Okay, maybe. So I still like it, and maybe that's, I don't know why. Like, unless you're going through like some crazy like fatal attraction shit, God forbid, but I still feel there's something here that works for you, Cancer. I don't know how. I don't know what way. I don't know, especially if like you're going through like painful situations. Like, I'm getting that. Now, yeah, here we go. Here's the caution. Here, because I'm like, why am I stuck on this? And they're like bringing me in the reason not to be stuck on this, or the reason to be cautious about this is because there is a chance that the Knight of Cups can get lost in the shuffle here, can get, like in a fantasy, okay? Can sort of overshoot the shot, miss the opportunity, or beg for an opportunity that isn't there, you know, count on an opportunity that is dead and gone, or that, you know, something like that. So there's something here where the Knight of Cups can get so, like, I think I said that, fixed on love, or fixed on loving is what I was saying. And fantasy, right? Illusion, okay? Be careful, okay? Make sure that you stay grounded as best as you can. And I don't know. Anyway, I think you get what I'm saying with like the caution about that Knight of Cups. In some of your cases, it's not really much of a worry. In some of your cases, just like, come on, dude or girl, like snap out of it. Share, Moonstruck, pow, snap out of it. Okay. So, wow, yeah. So, ooh, somebody proposed and they got rejected. That's for sure. And condolences for that person who proposed, like an actual marriage proposal, I feel. And there was just a straight up rejection, because you have these three, again, that they work together, and that, yes, thank you, right? Yes. The Four of Wands in reverse. Okay, I'll show you this upright so you can get used to it. Yeah. That's so funny, because the applause in that song, as soon as I turn this upright, like that was at some point, or it could be upcoming, or maybe it's not a full rejection. Maybe it's a, I'll think about it kind of thing. But the Four of Wands is like building to a promise, or the foundation of a promise, the foundation of security and stability within a union, right? We see these two silhouetted figures underneath the, I still don't know. I want to call this a wreath. I forget what this is called. I'm terrible sometimes with words. But these two people, they're agreeing to be together. Now, I've spoken exclusively for love for like the past 5 minutes, something like that. If this is not about love in your life, this is just about people and connections in your life. You know, Cancer, you're a sentimental sign. You thrive off of your interpersonal relationships, no matter how close or how deep they are. You can be an insular character. You can be to yourself. You can be introverted and all that kind of stuff. But when you have a significant person in your life, family, friends, lover, it does not matter. That person and that connection is important to you. It's of high value to you, okay? Fourth house on the zodiac wheel, archetype of the mother. Something about nurturing relationships is so important to the core of you. So when you have the Four of Wands with anyone, again, lover, family member, friend, it does not matter. You invest so hard in making it work. It's this coming in reverse for you somewhere in one of these relationships, for whoever it's with. You know that person, or you know what I'm talking about. It has been an upset to it. Now, I did say for a few of you out there, this was a proposal, flat out rejection. In some of your cases, it's a proposal and it's like I think it's too soon, or I don't know about getting married this year, and there's been sort of a delay or a setback to it. In other cases, you don't have anyone to propose to. If you're talking about, romantic love, there's this yearning, or there's this desire to meet someone that you could build a foundation with, but right now there's no viable players on your field. Nobody's, your dance card is empty, or your dance card is full of duds, and you're not finding the person that you truly desire, the one, basically, the one, okay? Some of you are really hardcore in this, I gotta find my match, my number one, my numero uno, my partner in crime, whatever. In other cases, you still have a connection with a person, but it's gone sour, it's gone cold, maybe. Whereas before, maybe it was very amorous and very effusive. Now it's kind of like, trying to pull blood from a stone, trying to pull teeth, having a conversation with this person. How's your day? Yeah, it's fine. Did you talk to Vanessa about getting that promotion? Nah, she wasn't in today. And you're just sitting there in like this weighted, dead silence. And it's like, we're newlyweds, some of you. Like, this is 2 years into a marriage and already we've hit this dry spell? What the fuck? Or it's after, decades of marriage. Whatever, it doesn't matter. But there's something about things in terms of unions with people that are significant to you, Cancer. It's not fulfilling you. It's not hitting the mark in all the ways I've described and more, right? But you, the anchor between these three cards is that love of love, that fixation on loving, and that constant desire to nurture the situation, to make it better, to make it right, to make this Four of Wands come in the upright and be a more positive message for you. That is the desire, whether that relationship of whatever type is going on right now, if it's dissolved, if it's just started, you don't care. Your intention, Cancer, is to feed into it, to make it work. Is that good? Is that bad? I do not know. I do not know. Now, the third part of that triangle is the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. I'll show you this card upright so you can get used to it. Maybe dealing with an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, maybe. Here's the competition. Your partner or someone else in the situation, but in many cases, not all, in many cases, this is your partner, your mother, your brother, your sister, your best friend, your spouse, your lover, your ex, I don't care, anybody. And regardless of sign, regardless of gender, this person, not into it. For whatever reason. Some, it's like a resolute, this is over, I can't give anymore, and they don't want to give anymore. For others, this is them being distracted. This is them being pulled away and having priorities elsewhere or obligations elsewhere, and they've put you and the relationship on the back burner. In other cases, this is someone that, no. I'm going to use this word, but only because it gives validation to somebody who's watching. I don't believe this about this person. I could be wrong, but there's like a narcissistic vibe that someone is giving off. And the reason I say that is because I don't like to use like a lot of these cliched words that come up in social media, and everybody who's like negative to you, oh, you're a narcissist. Like, that's like the vibe right now, at least that I'm observing out here in the world. Like, everybody's a narcissist because they neg someone. Okay, sure. But for someone out there, you want to hear that, fine. This person in your eyes is a narcissist. I don't see that particularly, and I'm not feeling that, because this person's intention isn't to manipulate and isn't to gaslight and isn't to, be sort of aloof and cavalier with people. This person just honestly, in some cases, does not return your feelings or no longer feels like investing in the same way that you do. Because it is the Queen of Pentacles, this person could have a lot going on in their material world, their job, their finances, their house could be like falling apart. And you could be living with them. You could be living in this falling apart house, and they're like putting all their money and energy and time and concern into getting the pipes fixed, working on the electric. Oh my God, we have a huge hole in our roof. And you're like, I made pancakes for us for dinner. And they're like, but the roof is leaking? And no, I can't sit here with you and have a romantic pancake for dinner fucking meal when the roof is caving in. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, that is like a disconnect between you two right now. So this person is not in an amorous, lovey-dovey mood. Whether you are partners, lovers, friends, I don't care. So for now, this is just not a viable option, this connection. I'm also like getting the sense that this person is heavy on the business of the day, heavy on the chores, heavy on the appointments. Like, they are so invested in their material world, whether you share that world with them or not. They cannot, for whatever reason, they cannot focus on anything else. Any nurturing that they're doing, it's to their pocketbook, it's to their wallet, it's to the bottom dollar or the bottom line. Yeah. They are preoccupied with things in the material world. Job, money, house, possessions. Time is another thing that we value here, right? So they are just too busy to have dinner with you. That sounds like an excuse to you. That sounds like bullshit to you. That's insensitive to you. I get it. I understand. But this is the reality of this person. This person is coming through very clear for me. They are just not able to do and be the way you want them to be right now. Whether they flat out refuse because they don't feel the same as you, or they do feel the same as you, but other things in their life or within the life that you share with them have to take first place right now. So you know your situation better than I do. Regardless, Knight of Cups is still going to be like, but I love you, babe. And this person, Queen of Pentacles, does not have to be a woman, of course. No gender, right? This person is just like, okay, I love you too, but we got to work on this. We got to balance the budget around the house. We are bleeding cash. Like, we are losing money every month. And you're, again, like, you're just in your Don Juan, the greatest love story ever told mode. And if it's not, and again, guys, it's a general, reverse it. If this is not you, reverse it, okay? You know where you are. But whoever, again, I was primarily talking about in the beginning, is so in love with loving. My love will fix the situation. Not always the case. Not always the case. That is not what that person wants or needs right now. And I keep saying right now, right now, right now. Like, I get this feeling of this has already happened and it's a donezo situation, and you know it's donezo and you need to accept that it's donezo for some of you. Or it's donezo in the sense of this has happened and you're now going to probably be in this fallout right here with the upside right triangle that's on the board, right? Yeah, okay. Because this feels kind of past to recent past. This feels more right now and upcoming. So we already discussed the Seven of Wands. You are fighting your good fight for love, as you do, Cancer, the nurturer, the mother archetype, right? Whatever it is, you want to see a situation, or rather, you've made a decision and you're sticking with your stance, right? You've chosen your path. Boom, Seven of Wands. Now, what is the path about? Or, oh, that's good. That's good. That's. Okay. That's going to work for some of you. Okay, got it. 5 of Cups. Some of you, this thing with the Queen of Pentacles and that rejection over here with the 4 of Wands, donezo. You know it's done. 5 of Cups. So you feel lovelorn. You feel remorse. You feel loss. You feel dissatisfied and upset and just like, woe is me, right? But again, I feel like that's right now, maybe a little bit in the future. But here's the uptick of the 5 of Cups, or what we typically will say about it, is you see the 3 cups there in the bottom left that are kind of in a disarray, and this guy's reflecting on them. Within himself, in this particular deck, I like that. Within himself, there are 2 cups remaining, meaning brighter days ahead, okay? So that's where I think, and if we look at, yes, okay, thank you. If we look at the line here, they're connected, right? So this line down here, which, again, in my mind, it's mostly the triangle, but just to illustrate, because I've said a lot of things that maybe have, you know, you've taken the wind out of your sails a little bit, Cancer. Look at the line down here. And I told you, this Knight of Cups, even though he's like seemingly foolish or seemingly like fighting a losing battle or something, I feel he will be okay. I have felt that the entire time. Even if other people, or even in yourself, you're like, oh my God, this is so silly what I'm doing. Why am I putting all my energy and effort into a situation that is not reciprocating? I still think it's okay. Because within this 5 of Cups character, within yourself, Cancer, or whoever is experiencing this side of the story, right? There is a resolution, or there is a potential to go and find and be fulfilled elsewhere. There is some salvageable energy. Even if you don't end up sharing that recuperation or that rebound with anybody else, you can rebound by your damn self. But the 5 of Cups is, you know, twofold. It's about mourning, it's about loss, it's about woe is me, it's about dwelling on situations that have disappointed us, but it also has this potential to be a turnaround point. It's a 5, it's a challenge, but it's short-lived challenges. So if you've gone through a breakup, just as an illustration, I don't care how long the relationship was, but eventually, as it is with all breakups, you eventually get over that shit. Even if you think they're the one, even if you think they're your soulmate or some shit like that, you eventually will get over it. That is just the natural way of things. If you don't get over it, you need to work on it and pull yourself up out of that. Maybe get some personal or professional help. Maybe go and, you know, just have friends rally around you and, you know, have like a pep talk with you or something like that if it's really that bad. But most people are able at some point to rally and move on. So that is what that 5 of Cups is about. Because this guy, that Knight of Cups, will always be a part of you, Cancer. That giving, that caring, that romantic energy is always going to be there. Even if you've experienced a certain breakup or loss or a certain dissolvement of a situation, your heart will always be out in the forefront. It might get hurt. It might get damaged or dusty. You pick it up off the ground after somebody threw it down and said, fuck you, Cancer, I'm leaving. And you're like, oh, my heart. You pick it up, you dust it off, you take it home, you mend it, you know, put it in the incubator at home for a little bit, whatever. And then eventually you put that back in your chest and you just become this Knight of Cups again. This is a resilient thing that goes on with you. Now, how it connects this 5 of Cups to that 7 of Wands, which is that defensive posture, where I feel that 7 of Wands could be, you know, people talking shit about your ex, or people talking about how, you know, you never should have taken him back, you never should have given her a second chance, whatever, or you need to get over them, blah, 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 blah. Your defensive posture could also be, don't worry about me. Like, you're telling me things I already know about myself, or you're telling me things I'm already experiencing. Like, someone telling you, literally, sometimes this shit is just not helpful. You telling me that I should never have taken him or her back, only, it doesn't do anything for me. Like, this is like not constructive criticism, and that could be why you're being defensive. That could be why you're a little riled up and you're a little frustrated, is because people aren't telling you anything that you haven't thought of or felt yourself already. And the affirmation or the confirmation of them seeing what you see isn't really here. It's neither here nor there for you. So that 7 of Wands is probably Also a combination of, please everybody just STFU and get out of my life. Like, give me a break here. Like, I don't need you to remind me of the stupid things I've done, or the ways in which I've put myself on the line, or the ways in which I've been vulnerable to this person or two people, or to whomever. You know, it's just like, I don't need the reminder, is kind of what I feel, right? Now, you also get this shot. Take it back. They're telling me, take it back. Okay, fine, take it back. Maybe not a shot, but a vision. We'll say a vision, an idea. Okay, thank you. We'll be open. Something opening up, yeah? Two of Wands on the other side. Because this is a card where, you know, you begin to see hope. It's very reminiscent, you know, with the sunrise there, right in the background, those sun rays, or the rays of the sun right there behind this figure. Very reminiscent of what's going on in the Seven of Wands. Okay, a new dawn at some point in your life, whether it's right around the corner, whether it's weeks or days or months down the line, I don't know. That's the time of this. If I'm honest, Cancer, the time of this is feeling like very swirled, which is actually how, to me, real time works, like in a cycle, right? But what I'm seeing is like a cauldron, or like, you know, how we can see like shots of the galaxy or shots of the universe where it's like spinning, right? That's what this feels like, spinning. So the timing of this is all jumbled together. When and where any of you are on your timelines, I don't know. That's for you to know and me to find out if you choose a personal reading with me, right? But anyway, so the timing of this, or rather the brink, the new horizon that is there in the Seven of Wands, is echoed here in the Two of Wands. So you're about to be, if you are not already, and when I say about to be, again, could be months from now, I don't know. But at some point you will see some new possibilities, some new vision, some new landscape or architecture. Interesting. So maybe some of you are traveling, because the Two of Wands can talk about that. He's got the world under his arm there, and he's, you know, choosing between two paths, or two wands, right? So some of you might get a change of scenery, you know, after this breakup, or, you know, now that, you know, things are calmed down. Maybe it's not even a dissolvement of your, for some of you, this is not about a loss. This is just about a timeout in your relationship. Maybe some of you having that trouble with your physical home, or maybe money and how to balance your home and balance budgets and all that kind of stuff. Maybe once that energy is flipped backwards, you move. Regardless, some of you are going to be getting into new territories, or seeing new places, living new places, experiencing new shit all over the place, right? So you sticking to your guns with the Seven of Wands, you being defensive of your own decisions, allows you to make a certain decision. Or, not allows you, but sets you up to make a clearer decision. Because when we get to the twos, there are other cards in the minor arcana where we talk about making decisions, you know, something like the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups is like, a decision needs to be made, but what am I going to do with these Seven Cups? This Two of Wands is a much clearer way of, or pathway to make a decision. Left or right. Not left, right, southwest, northwest, east, west, all that kind of stuff with the Seven of Cups, something like that. So it's a lot clearer whatever you're choosing. Some of you are anxious to get to this point, like you just cannot wait. It'll be the happiest day of your life for some reason. And maybe, again, because you've suffered a lot, or you've experienced a lot of upset, you've experienced a lot of disappointment. In some of your cases, really, like, you've been in the same town, or you've been around the same social circle of people, and now you want to meet new people, you want to go new places. And once you do that, a whole new, like, I don't want to say a chapter, because you don't really have anything about solid endings in this reading. Nothing here is about a solid end. I mean, some of you have experienced solid ends. Again, if you know a situation is donezo, wrap it up. But perhaps, what's that? Oh, okay. they're showing me like how, honestly, they're showing me like a mansion, like a Batman, any Batman, but specifically they're showing me the Batman series from like the 60s. But any Batman incarnation that you know of. Bruce Wayne has a huge mansion, and it just looks like a mansion. He throws parties, he invites, people over and all this other kind of stuff. It just looks like a rich guy's mansion. But we all know, as the audience, that mansion has secret passages. It's got a whole bat cave underneath it. It houses a freaking plane and a car and like I think he has like not an exercise room, but like a war room and all this other kind of stuff. It's a bunch of shit that's hidden within this house or underneath the house, right? So that's what they're kind of showing me. What you already know to be defined in your life has like passageways, like secret passages all around it. That Two of Wands is sort of you discovering these extra pathways, these side doors that you never knew existed. So it's not a completely new horizon. So maybe you're not moving to a different city. Maybe you're just moving, a neighborhood or two over. You live in the north side, now you're going to move over to the west side. Whatever. That's what I'm seeing. Okay? Well, outcome, I don't know. Ace of Wands in reverse. So, some of you are like, oh no, what does that mean? Let's figure it out. I'll show you that upright. This is like, Cancer, I want you to like see the bigger picture here, okay? Because I think like you see this and you're thinking, oh no, this is the worst. Maybe for now, but that's, again, like the cycle of time is coming up again. Maybe within, and I don't sense time here, but I'm only saying this to illustrate the point. I'm recording this on a Tuesday, right? Maybe you'll feel like this until the end of the week, right? Or maybe this will be your experience until the end of the week. Maybe come next Tuesday or next Thursday, whatever, this energy becomes upright for you. So there's something about things seeming final. And in some cases, something is final. But, is that it? Okay. Just to quickly go back to that whole Dunzo situation and potential exes or, situations that are opportunities that are lost. I get the sense that you think it's completely over with that person, and it might be true, but you also think that that person was the one. Therefore, you think your chance at the one is done. That is the challenge for some of you. You think that one person was your one shot at happiness, happily ever after, house with white picket fence and 2.5 kids and the dog and all that, glorious happily ever after, whatever your happily ever after is, whatever you envision that to be. You've assigned that image to one person who is no longer a part of your life. I would advise you to reassign that picture to yourself. Take it back, number one. And number two, be open to that being a possibility with someone else. That's why I think this has come here. Because if you've been with my channel for a while, I don't take the reversals to be the antithesis of what the upright means, not all the time. And this is not that. This is one of those times where I'm going to say that. This is not the opposite of what the Ace of Wands is upright. The Ace of Wands upright is a chance, is an opportunity. It's new creative ideas. It's a new vigor and a new lease on life. You have more passion, or you have reignited passion, or you have passion for the first time. This coming in the reverse is not the opposite of that. I think that this is coming in the reverse because either you or someone around you is doing like a surprisingly bang up job of being a negative Nancy, of being discouraged, of being sort of, like I said earlier about myself delivering this message, like getting or having the wind knocked right out of your sails. Yeah? Pissing on people's parade. Are you pissing on your own parade, or other people pissing so much on your parade that you're like, parade's canceled, guys, I'm going home? There's a discouraged energy here with this Ace of Wands in reverse. Again, Things come in cycles. This is not the end all be all of your life. This one little reading from this anonymous pair of hands on the internet is telling you how the rest of your life is going to go? No. This is a temporary setback, or this is a temporary way that you're feeling, experiencing, or thinking about your situation. So no chance, no hope, no burst of creativity and passion and light in your like in your belly, like a what is this? And you can't see it. I'm doing it off screen, but there's like a fist. I keep clenching my fist in front of my stomach. So some of you might have like issues with your stomach, like maybe, you know, you've been experiencing some bad GI recently. Your bowels are a little upset, especially if you've had a recent breakup. You just are out of control. Like when breakups happen, sometimes that shit fucks with your body. I've cursed so much in your reading, so I apologize if you guys are sensitive to that. I find it very interesting. And I feel like I'm talking to someone that I know. And I don't know any cancers personally, like none that are close to me at least. I know like 2. And I don't really talk to them. not in a bad way. We're not close. But I feel as though I'm talking to you so casually because I'm able to, as the channel name says, empathic, I can feel what you're going through. And if you've had a breakup recently, or you have finally consigned yourself to the idea that this person isn't coming back and your relationship with them is completely toast, it hits you in the gut. As if it happened yesterday, even though you may have broken up with them 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months ago, or 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years ago. Some of you are living that life. I sympathize and empathize with your situation, but I have to kind of get here a little bit with these 6 of Wands that are kind of coming to you with concern. Is be like, listen, Cancer, that's not the end all be all of your life. So this Ace of Wands in reverse as the outcome, you're not totally sold on the idea of this bright future ahead. You're not totally sold on being able to walk away from these 3 spilled cups and realize I can salvage the situation either on my own or with a new person, or whatever you're choosing to do with those 2 remaining cups right there in the 5 of Cups, right? And some of you are not really sold on your heart and your ability to nurture and your ability to put in the nurturing, loving energy towards any relationship. Again, regardless of it being romantic or not. Some of you feel that's a fool's game. Some of you don't believe that has value in your life because you end up getting hurt every time you pour yourself out to a person, every time you offer your affection to someone and they reject you, or they rebuff you, or they say, oh, let's just be friends, or oh, I could never see you that way. I think of you more like a brother. I think of you more like a sister. And you're like, okay. You're just like discouraged. And a lot of you are not seeing that value yet. Not that you need that validation from other people, by the way, but you're just not seeing it. Therefore, it can't be true. You've never met anybody who truly appreciates all that you do. This is what you're feeling. This is what you're thinking, by the way. If you're a cross watcher and you're like, Cancer's no saint, I know that logically. I'm just channeling what Cancer feels. Cancer feels as though they're taken advantage of, they're not appreciated. And because that's been your experience, you lack validation. I don't know how you would do this, but I would encourage you to find your own damn validation, okay? Work on self-love, self-care, self-nurturing. Take yourself on dates. Make that pancake for dinner breakfast or pancake for dinner meal for yourself. Light your own candles. Sit there and tell yourself how much you love yourself, or all the things about yourself that you love. Put that value back to yourself. Some of you have never done that before. Someone out there has never ever done that before. And I'm so serious. Like, maybe you don't want to do all of the theatrics, but literally pamper yourself. Literally love yourself. Literally sit there and talk out loud to yourself about how much you love yourself. That changes your vibration. And that's kind of like the baseline of what I do with my work, is all about vibration. I don't really talk about that, but I'm going to talk about it with you right now. When you change your vibration, you change your life. That's it. If you want to be constantly pouring your energy and your vibration out to other people and never taking some back for yourself, or never keeping a constant supply open for yourself, like, I wish you could see what I see. It's like circuitry. It's like a flow. It's like pipelines. There's always got to be a cycle back to yourself of your own worth, of your own value, of your own love. If all your pipes and circuitry always go out and you never feed the source, you will be depleted. Change your vibration, change how you transmit your energy. You cannot give it all away. Someone out there is giving it all away, looking for validation, looking to be appreciated, looking to be valued, and that does not work. Most people are not on that journey. Most people aren't even thinking of life in those terms. Energy, transmitting of energy, transmitting and changing vibration. Most people don't think that way. Most people don't believe that. Therefore, why would it work? Who needs this message? I hope you're getting it. and if it resonates, hit a girl up, because this has been my work for the past couple of years. And I get it. Personally, I get it quickly, because it's always been what I've thought and felt, but I never was able to articulate it. Maybe I'm hitting some bells with you right now. Maybe some bells are going off in your head. Maybe you're feeling or beginning to understand what you are or how you are. Because if you come to tarot, if you look at psychics and mediums, if you believe in guides and spirit angels and all that kind of stuff, you are already open to what I'm talking about. If you don't express that with other people, or you've never had other people in conversation say, hey, I get that too, then you've just been pouring yourself into useless, maybe not useless, but you've been pouring yourself into unreciprocated people, or people who do not reciprocate back to you. Therefore, you've wasted. Do not waste. Rant over. Cancer, your overall energy is the Six of Cups. So, here we go. God dang it. Listen, some of you out there, and if you've been with my channel for a while, you already know. If you're new here, I'm going to give you a little caveat. I'm going to give you a little asterisk on this message, because I don't normally say this, but some of you are dealing with like soulmate energy, karmic partners. In some of your cases, maybe you think it's a twin flame thing. I don't know. And I don't use those words regularly, because based on everything else that's out here, I'm not going to even, for me personally, I would not say this is soulmate at all. But some of you, you're new to tarot, or this is what you want to hear, or this is kind of in your ballpark of what you understand. Sure, go for it. My understanding and what I know is significant here is that there is something about connections, historical patterns of connection, where maybe some of you Cancers, you date the same type of person all the time. Not all of them are soulmates, not all of them are karmics or your destiny or any shit like that, okay? But you have a pattern, a repeat. Sixes are about not only reciprocated energy or balance, but it's about things that you can kind of pick out in a lineup. Like, oh, that one. That's you know, which one of these things is, what's that little jingle? One of these things is not like the other. Something like that. Sixes are about repeating. I can see it. And I'm not saying I can see it. This is if I were you. I can see my first boyfriend or girlfriend in college. And then the one that I got with 2 years after that relationship ended. And then the one I had a fling with for like 6 months when I was living in Spain on a study abroad program. Whatever. You can see. And that's a gamut of people. College, post-college, studying abroad. You know, maybe your first crush in like 4th grade. It's always a guy with like blonde hair. It's always a girl who has a big butt. You know, whatever. I'm just showing you like the physical characteristics. I'm just like boiling it down to something so simple. It could also be they're always Jewish. That's important to you? Fine. You're always dating Jewish people. Does that mean your partner should be Jewish? Maybe not. So there's something about here, historical patterns in what you choose or whom you choose to date, whom you choose to love, whom you choose to give yourself to. That is unfulfilling or needs to be addressed, needs to be analyzed, needs to be understood. Again, some of you just want to hear, it's a soulmate. Sure, maybe they're all your soulmates. Soulmates are not, see, and that's where I can come back at you with, you know, some people, I don't know who this is for. Somebody out here is just thinking their soulmate is the greatest thing since sliced bread. And let me tell you something. A soulmate is not always a positive experience. It's not a Hallmark card. It's not a Christmas commercial. You know, it's not always pleasant. Soulmates, to me as your reader, are challenges. Sure, they can be good sometimes, but guess what? They're not always. It's like a Sour Patch Kid. First they're sweet and then they're sour. You know? So, to illustrate that point, I normally point out that in my life, and that's the other thing about my estimation of soulmates. Soulmates are not always people that you date romantically. So, my illustration to that point is I will often talk about my sister. My sister is a soulmate of mine. Have we always gotten along? Hell no. Very recently, she got on my fucking nerves and we had a little bit of an argument. But we're still soulmates. We still connect. We still vibe. She still represents a type of person that will repeat in my life. Her personality is, I see it replicated in other people that I am close with, right? So she's a soulmate of mine. She's significant to me. She's here to teach me some type of lesson. She's here to show me, maybe mirror some things about myself back to me, all that kind of stuff. That's my understanding of soulmate. Someone out here just wants to think that a soulmate is made out of sugar cane and chocolate and rainbows and sunshine. And if that's what you want to hear, or that's what you want to believe, you may do so. But that Six of Cups, to me, is here to show all of you Cancers that are resonating with this message that there's a historical pattern between your significant relationships, whether they be romantic, family, friends, it does not matter. You keep involving yourself with similar types that either do not well, number one, nobody should validate you anyway, but they do not validate you, they do not appreciate you, they reject you, or they, in some cases, for that person or people earlier, they are narcissists in some cases, whatever. This is a big, tall order for you guys. I don't know what's going on astrologically. I don't know why this is hitting like so poignantly, but I feel this is like huge. And I wish I could give you a better resolution other than to tell you life comes in cycles, you know, time and all that kind of stuff will put you where you need to be. And I feel you'll have, that's what I want. I want to end it on something slightly positive because again, I think you guys some of you have not realized the value of this because you keep getting hurt. I want you to feel and understand the power you have with that Knight of Cups, because that resonates with me. You know, I am a very heart-forward person myself, and I have been, you know, struck hard because I've given so much to people, right? But I also know what my value is. I also know my boundaries. I also know when to call a situation and put a line under, put a period at the end of the sentence. Oh, you don't value me? Or, oh, you don't appreciate me? I'm still feeding myself self-love while I'm giving out to others. That's a big part of this. So some of you need to get on that. Give yourself self-love while you give it out to other people. Do not tap your own supply for the sake of other people. Yeah? All right, I'm going to end it because I've ranted at you way longer than I intended. So Cancer, that is your reading for September. I'm going to be back in about 2.5 weeks with your mid-Septembers, do your Octobers after that, and so on and so forth until the end of time. Anyway, you guys will also see I'm going to go live in the middle part, probably before I do the mids, or maybe right after. Anyway, I'm going to go live at some point, but I'm doing those readings specifically for Virgo since it's their birthday season. You may come and hang out in the chat and say hi and do all that kind of stuff if you want to. It's totally okay. But if you don't want to do that, that's also okay. Oh, and my other spiel. Okay, guys, so if it resonated at all, please hit the like button. Please leave comments, subscribe, share the video, do all that fun stuff YouTube allows you to do. Keeps the channel growing, keeps my content out here in the ethers of the internet, right? So if you want to help and support me in any of those ways, you may do so. Of course, personal readings and purchasing from me is the best way to support me. So if you want to do any of that stuff, that would be great. All right, Cancer, I thank you so much for watching this video. Take care. Bye.